We invited 6 teams from the greater Seattle area to come and begin the building process with us at this game jam.
So Bose challenged us to make a game focused on sounds.
A heads-up and hands-free experience.
In most games, audio is an atmosphere device, whereas here, audio is the focus.
The Bose AR-enabled devices allow detection of movements of the head, as well as some hand gestures like tapping.
3D audio, all sorts of spatialization.
Using the spatialized audio and being able to track all that stuff is a really cool experience.
To brainstorm a game based entirely on audio, you almost have to brainstorm with your eyes closed, like to imagine what that would be like.
It gives us a chance to kickstart our creativity, and I think that's really important for a developer.
Our game is a multiplayer collaborative game where the person with the headset listens to a conveyor belt of items.
There are a series of sounds that are moving across their field of hearing, and they have to listen to the object and figure out what it is and communicate that to the person with the phone. And they kind of have to work together to figure out what the match is.
The game we're developing is a maze traversal game. The maze is actually stuck on your head. So we're using a resonance component that allows the user to picture where things are based on how sounds bounce off walls and 3D space. So you will hear a ball here, and then you'll tilt, and it will start falling towards you, and then you succeed.
You use your phone as a laser pointer, and you have a virtual cat that chases the laser pointer. You can have it knock things over, and the more destruction that you cause, the more points you get.
You're playing as an otter who is also a DJ, floating down a river, trying to collect things to the sound of the music. The players will be tilting their heads in answer to some musical cues.
You're walking on a tightrope.
A maniacal ringleader is launching objects at you from below and from your sides, and you have to use the spatial audio to track when those objects are coming and to jump or duck to avoid getting knocked off.
We're building an interactive radio drama.
So it's sort of a choose your own adventure, which generates different paths for the user.
You find yourself inadvertently on a mission to a far off place that you hadn't planned on going to.
We decided that we would make a tool for the user to tell their own story, to grab audio files from the cloud and then drag them into the timeline. They can slowly start building up their story until they have a finished product.
You can gamify anything through the use of sound. That is just untold possibilities for sound designers and composers using AR.
It was a really cool opportunity to have this technology when it's new and fresh.
Being like one of the first people to use all of the kind of like plugins, APIs and things, we get to give first contact feedback.
Even the people who invented it are still like, oh, you can do that. I didn't know that. They're still figuring it out.
You're breaking new ground. You're paving a new path forward.
Seeing a company dive first into the audio aspect, I think, is really going to be important to shape the future of VR and AR.
The fact that Bose is putting out 1 million of these devices around the world is kind of mind-blowing. Knowing that people will be able to go into an app store and download and play something that I made is super exciting.
And we're also going to be showcasing some of the games that are produced here at PAX West at a Bose ARcade booth that we're going to be running with Playcrafting.